Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I am going to be creating something that I was inspired by the Rach and Bella 100 Days Challenge that they're doing right now. I'm actually way behind. My intention is to go through every day and craft along. And of course, life gets in the way. And I haven't been able to do that. But it's okay. Better late than never, right? So this is going to be a flippy floppy envelope journal topper is what the finished product will be. And honestly, it's intended to be a journal topper, but I haven't decided yet if I want to keep it as a journal topper or if I just kind of want to make it its own thing. And you'll kind of see why later, what I mean by that. So I've just gathered a bunch of envelopes, random envelopes, and the fact that they're all different sizes is even better. It makes it more interesting if they're all different sizes and widths and all that stuff. So basically what we're going to do, I'm going to use this as my base. And then we're just going to, of course, we're going to decorate these, right? But we're going to kind of put one here. And then, let's see, maybe this one here, maybe kind of go, this one's already got quite a bit of sticky. I'm going to have to do something about that. It's a little bit, I don't need it to be sticky quite yet. So, and then we're going to go like that. And then possibly, you know what? No, hang on. I've already changed my mind. That's okay. That's okay, because I'm a crafter and I'm a woman. So that means I get to change my mind at the slightest whim, right? Okay, I think I'm going to put this one here. And then we're going to do this one. And then we're going to do this one. Whoops. Backwards. I'm going to stagger them a little bit like this. And then this one. Or something like that. Okay. And you can certainly, I'm going to do it alternating because I like the motion of it. But you could do them all, all of them going this way and then all of them going this way. You can do it however you want. I kind of like the back and forth. I think that's fun. So what we're going to do, I'm going to decorate them. And after I decorate them, that may actually change the order that I'm putting them in. But that's the, the basic, the gist of it. Okay. And I am going to actually, I'm going to cover this with some washi tape because that's going to, I think, get in the way. This happens to be a piece I had handy, and it is just the right size. Yay. It's a little sticky there too, but I think I can work around that for now. Okay. So, and I'm going to I've been looking for something to use my wee woodland folk kit on without doing just a full-on journal. I want to do something a little more interesting, so I'm going to use some of the papers in my wee woodland folk kit, and I will put a link to that below if you want to grab this as well. I'm a bit smitten with it because I love gnomes, especially the older European style gnomes. The modern ones are cute too, but I really love the older ones. So I'm just going to use different pieces of the journal pages. Actually, these are probably my favorites. So I just printed out my favorites. And a couple of the papers, the digital papers in the kit. And I'm just going to play around with, Oh, and then this is actually a freebie in my Facebook group. If you're not a member of my Facebook community group yet, head on over there, become a member, answer all the questions, and then you can grab this. I have a freebie every Friday. And this was a recent one a couple weeks ago. So I'm quite sure I can use this in this little project too. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, off camera, just cut everything out because I know you know how to cut things. And I'm just going to decide what goes where. And then I'll be back and we'll start assembling things, okay? All right, hang tight. All right, so I'm back. And you may notice I have a different shirt on today because it is now the next day. I finished cutting out all my things, but then life took over and I could not finish the video yesterday. So we're going to continue today. Hopefully no more interruptions until we're done. So I went ahead and just chose, this was really fun, just choosing what papers were going to go with what envelopes. So basically, this one, I loved the green, but it's a little bit bright, so I just made it a little bit more muted with the brown, and I think that's going to look really great with this teal. Love it. Love that color combination. And so this is my base, so I'm not going to do anything on the back at this point. If I keep this as a topper, I won't. If I decide to make this its own thing, then I will. But we'll play with that later. I seriously have not yet decided, so we'll see. And then what I did was, cut. Let me show you here a better example. Maybe I just cut the papers for. For both the front and the back because it's going to be flipping, right? So we want both sides to be pretty. So that's what I did. I like this. It worked. I mean, look how good that goes with that envelope. It was perfect. I love it when things work out that way. And then for this side, I wanted to use this guy, but he wasn't long enough. But that's okay. We're going to accommodate and improvise. And I'm just going to make this into a pocket and just cover that. And then it doesn't matter. So anyway, I will go ahead and assemble all this. I will just speed it up so that you can join me for the fun a little bit, but you don't need to watch me do every meticulous step because you know how to glue. But if you want to see kind of the process, I will just leave the camera on and just speed it up when I edit. All right, here we go. Okay, I'm going to slow down this part to show you a few things that is going to be a little bit different about this. First of all, this little tab right here, I'm going to put washi tape on both sides so that if I want to slide anything in, it's not gonna catch on that. So let me do that real quick. Doesn't really matter what washi tape I use because it's not going to show. But just a little bit of security there. I don't want that catching on anything if I decide to slide things in and out. Honestly, I don't need to do the top. I just need to do the inside. For now, we'll see. And then I'm going to put this over top there, so I don't need anything else on top. So I'm going to glue this real quick. And as you saw, I felt like this is the most efficient way to do it. To do the base, the majority of the glue on the base, and then just do the edges of the paper like this. It's hard not to get the front sticky. I'm trying not to get the front sticky. I think this is probably the best way to do it for me. Okay, so I had forgotten that I wanted to do this one next, but I think the envelope I did previously, it should still be fine in that orientation. But let me do this one here. Oops. And as you saw, I already inked all the edges of the papers and the envelopes just to save time. Okay, now this one, I don't want to glue the edge yet because I do plan on sliding. This is what I plan on doing. Let me show you. Okay, since I have this sweet little window, I'm going to slide this little guy in. Slide that little guy in. Isn't that cute? And then we're going to put this over top and cut that circle out. So, what I don't know yet is if I want to be able to slide things in there in front of him or just let him be his own little thing. Well, either way, I guess I'm going to glue him down. So I didn't need the washi tape after all, but that's okay. Better safe than sorry. So I'm going to glue him in the back of that. And honestly, I'm not going to worry too much about the edges on him because I don't think it's going to hinder anything if the edges are not 100%. They're not necessarily going to be lifting up, you know. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? They're going to be tucked away inside that envelope. So I just want to put on here enough to, so he's not going to shift around much. I cut it pretty close to size, so there's not going to be much room to shift around anyway. But I just want to be safe. So I'm going to do it like this because I don't want the glue touching the back until I'm ready. This might be a little tricky. Okay. Okay, that works. Yay. All right, so now here's the part that it's going to take a little bit more time, but I cut this a little bit larger because I wasn't quite sure how this was going to shake out. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it, trim it down. And I'm hoping this will work as well as I am imagining it to work. But I'm going to, I found this spool that I have that is just slightly smaller than the opening of that little window, which is perfect. Because if I'm off, it gives me a little bit of grace to be off just a little bit. Not much. It's really close, but I figured this would be a good template. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to be precise and get the ruler out and get exact, which always makes me sweat a little bit, but here we go. All right, so I want to make sure that I'm in the dead center. So it is about less than half an inch. And let me see here. The glare is killing me. Okay, like barely. Oh, I think that'll be a good enough guide. If I set my mark at half an inch. Okay, let me see. Will that be enough to guide me? Kind of. I want that line. I'm gonna have to stand up to do this. Okay. All right, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I think so. Okay. All right. So now to cut it out, I am just going to make a little X here. Oops. Give myself some playroom, some room to cut. And then I'm just going to very carefully, I'm going to use my fussy cut scissors because I feel like I have a little bit more control. So I'm just going to very slowly cut on that line. And I'm going to try to actually go on this side of the line a little bit so that it's maybe, so that the circle ends up being a little bit smaller than the window is my goal. So I'm actually going to be cutting this very, very slowly, but I'm going to speed it up for you because you don't need to watch paint dry, right? Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's see how I did. Yay! Okay, I was afraid there'd be some white showing, but there's not. There will not be any white showing. I'm so happy. Okay, that worked out well. I'm gonna ink the little white edge here. The ink doesn't really show up much on the paper itself because it's pretty dark. But the white edge has got to go. Okay. And then, let me see if it looks better one way than the other. Oh, yeah, see that one? A little bit white showing. Okay. So it's a little cattywampus, but it works at one point. It worked at one point here. A little bit of white there. Let me see. I think that's the one. I think that's the one that worked. Oh, a little bit. Hang on. One more turn. One more turn. Oh, no, I think it may be this one. Maybe this one. That worked the best. Yep. Yep. Okay. Except this is just a hair. Okay, I need to go. So it's a little bit too long that way. So sorry, I forgot to keep talking as I'm thinking here. So I'm going to trim just a shade off of this end. Mm-hmm. Yep. That'll do. That'll do, little piggy. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this on with my art glitter glue. I haven't been doing it because, well, that's a lot of surface to cover. And I also don't want to make this paper too wet and have it crinkle and warp. Although I don't think I mentioned to you, when I printed these papers out, I printed them out on 28-pound paper. Just because I didn't want, the envelopes, like some of them you saw, they still have labels and such on them. I didn't want any of that to show through, and I think the regular copy paper would have been a little bit too thin. So the 28-pound is just thick enough to give it some substance. And it's a nice, I really like that weight. I don't use it on everything. Whoops. Don't use it on everything, but I like to use it on a lot. Okay. Well, let's see if we can do this here. I have to stand up again. Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. Awesome. That's so cute. I just love that frog and gnome. So stinking cute. All right, good. So that one's done. All right, so I'm going to continue pasting the rest, and then I will come back on normal speed and show you the rest. Okay, so for this, I'm going to slow down again and tell you a little trick. Because this one has such a deep cut, I'm planning on cutting a slit, possibly on some of these, cutting just a little slit here so that they can be a deep pocket. So I don't want to glue all of this down because then it'll hinder my pocket, right? So I'm just going to glue this, and then as you may have seen on the other one, I'll just do a bead of glue here because I want this side to stick, but I don't want all this to be sticky. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So that's what we're going to do here. So here is the gist of it. Isn't this fun already? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I want to have them layered quite nicely here. Okay, so we're just going to flip, flop, flip, oops, flop, flip. All right. So what I need to decide now is which ones I'm going to cut the tops off of to make deep pockets. I think this one I'm going to leave like this. I may even, because I like the brown paper as it is, I think I may do a little notch in here. Just maybe a little one. So it's a little bit easier access. And then I'll have to glue that corner back down. That needs a little bit more help there. So let me get this centered-ish. That's a pretty good. Of course, ink that. Of course. Okay, let me get a little bit more here. Okay. And then this one I did glue down, so I think I'll make this one a deeper pocket. So I'm just going to snip just the very, 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 very edge. Let me see. I'll do it like this. I'll have to re-ink it, of course. And then, was that enough? Yep. Yay! Cute little pocket. Actually, not a little pocket. It's a very deep pocket. You can put like a larger journal card or, a letter, folded up letter. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay, this little guy was here. All right, let me see. flip, flap, flop. Okay, I glued him too. I'm not sure yet if I just want to leave it. We'll see. And then this little guy, I'm going to leave just like that for now. And then he already has a little pocket here. I think I'm going to leave that and then leave that for now. Okay. Okay. But you know what? I'm going to, that's too much white. I'm going to ink as much as I can in there, just because there's a little too much white showing for my taste. All the other envelopes have a coordinating color, and this one, not so much. Although that's plastic right there. Okay, well, that helps. Okay, that'll do. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and glue. I don't want to use this glue because it's a little bit more substantial. I'm going to go ahead and glue all the little flaps down. Okay. So this one is first, and I want to kind of center the top and bottom like so. So I'll leave it like this. And well, help me out here. There we go. Okay. All right. One flip. And then this little flop. And I don't want to put it too high. Either I'm going to put it higher or lower, but not in the middle because I don't want it to get caught on this pocket. So let me see. How do I feel about that? No, because I like him showing. So I'll do this about here. I'll hold it in place so that it's exactly where I want it once the glue is on. Okay, so we got a flip and a flop. And here is the question. No, actually, it's not a question. I actually had intended this picture to be over here, but I can't do that now because I put it on the envelope the wrong way. But that's okay. It'll still look adorable. Okay, so this one I'm going to put a little bit higher, and then when I put, because they're about the same size, and then this one we'll put a little bit lower. Or do I want them even? Do I want them even, Steven? No, I don't. I want them cattywampus. Yeah. So, okay, so let me do this guy here. Okay. And then this little guy here, down a bit. I love that teal and that green together. It's definitely one of my favorite combinations. My other favorite combination is black, copper, and teal. Teal seems to be the common denominator. I love teal. But I love green too. And I love black. And I love copper. Everybody has their own colors that do something for them. All right. And I'm kind of I'm not getting it really tied up against the spine, because as I'm doing these layers, it's getting thicker and thicker, and I don't want it to be so tight that it just kind of like springs open. I want to have a little bit of room here, especially when we start filling it up with some goodies, as you'll see shortly. Okay, and then this little cutie patootie, I think about there, maybe right in the middle or higher. I think right there. That feels right to me. Okay. Get this. I'm loving these brown craft envelopes that I found, that I ended up saving. Smart me. I'm so proud of myself, because these are perfect for this project, I think. Loving the brown craft. Let me get this a little bit more glued down. Okay. All right. Okay, the back looks hideous, but that's okay, because no one's going to see it. No one's going to see it, especially if it's a journal topper, because you'll just glue that right on top. All right. So how cute is this? Got a flip, flop, flip, flop, flip. So cute. Oh my goodness gracious. I love it. I love it.